While driving down the highway on a hot sunny day, you may have been surprised to spot a puddle of water a few hundred meters further down the road. However, after covering this distance and reaching the place where the puddle seemed to be, the water is nowhere to be seen. In fact, it appears to have moved a few hundred meters further down the road. How can an entire stretch of road look soaked with water, but when you reach it, find that it's bone dry? This is actually an optical phenomenon that confuses anyone who, on a steaming hot day, sets their eyes far down the road. Light moves in a straight line at a constant speed of 300 million meters per second. Its speed, however, is affected by the medium through which it's traveling. Light moves at the speed in a vacuum, but slows somewhat when moving from a thinner medium, like air, to a denser medium, such as glass or water. This apparent slowdown occurs when photons interact with the particles of the medium they are traveling through. As a result, they are absorbed and emitted repeatedly, which lowers the average velocity of light by a small fraction. The ratio by which light is slowed down in a specific medium is called the refractive index of that medium. A medium's refractive index partly depends on its temperature. Typically, the higher the temperature of the medium, the less dense it becomes, and vice versa. This effect is more noticeable in gases. The fake water phenomenon described above is a common example of a mirage. On a hot sunny day, the sun heats the road significantly, just like everything else. However, because roads are generally black, they absorb a lot of heat and become far hotter than light-colored objects, which increases the air temperature just above the surface of the road. This creates a layer of warm air under layers of relatively cooler air. This leads to an uneven medium, as the air just above the road becomes less dense than the rest of the air. The sun's rays pass through the air in a straight line, but when they reach the relatively warmer and less dense layer just above the road, their speed increases slightly. So they change course and are therefore refracted before reaching the eyes of an observer. The water you see on the road is not really water at all, but rather a reflection of the sky. Mirages can be deadly, especially for thirsty travelers desperately seeking water in a sprawling desert. The optical illusion makes it seem as though there's water nearby, because the illusion of a water body that appears due to the mirage is so perfect that you can't really tell it apart from a real body of water. Thirsty travelers quickly head in this hydrating direction, only to find that there is no water, just another mirage teasing them from a few kilometers away. A truly cruel trick of light, heat, and optics.